Love you too.
The flag say
Shabbat Shalom. Hold on, man. Say that again. You hear me?
the flags got guns. That was right behind Diana had guns.
One second. Excuse me.
Don't have any guns. Now Diana.
Hey, Diana is an Amazon with swords. She don't need no guns. I
Wait.
be.
Okay. Get this. Come on.
No.
Welcome to Boston.
Okay, we're gonna do it like this.
Welcome to Boston. Welcome to Boston. Welcome to Boston. Welcome to Boston. Welcome to the money. Come inside your mind. Scooby-Doo. Where are you? Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo. Where are you? I don't know. Scooby-Doo. Where are you? Another day. Scooby-Doo. Where are you? Another day. Scooby-Doo. Where are you?
With MailChimp's Marketing Smarts, you get a whole lot of creative smarts, recommendation smarts,
Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo. Where are you? Another day.
Wake up, son.
myths and stories of an underworld are the oldest and most persistent memories of humanity and have passed from culture to culture since recorded time began. Many describe it as a paradise, others, a fire-filled hell. A good study of this is Subterranean Worlds, the 1989 book by Walter Crofton Minkle. Brazil in the west and Tibet in the east seem to be the two parts of the earth where contact between the subterranean world and the surface world may be easily achieved due to these tunnels' existence. The famous Russian artist, philosopher, and explorer Nicholas Roerich, who traveled extensively in the Far East, claimed the Lhasa, capital of Tibet, was connected by a tunnel with Shabala, capital of the subterranean empire of Agartha. The entrance of this tunnel was guarded by Imas, who were sworn to keep its actual whereabouts a secret from outsiders by order of the Dalai Lama. A similar tunnel was believed to connect the secret chambers at the base of the Pyramid of Giza with the subterranean world. This, where the pharaohs established contact with the gods of Superman, the underworld. Osendowski, in his book Beasts, Men, and Gods, underground tunnels extend to all parts of the world. In this book, he speaks of a vast network of tunnels constructed by a prehistoric race of remotest antiquity, which passed under both oceans and continents. In his book, The Coming Race, Bulwer Lytton describes a subterranean civilization far in advance of our own, which existed in a large cavity in the earth, connected to the surface by a tunnel. Underground tunnels connected the critical buildings in the Kori Kansha with the fortress of Satyahana. Entrances to these tunnels started at the Chinkana, the place where one gets lost. All of the openings have been sealed. Too many adventurous treasure hunters were going into the caverns and disappearing. After they conquered Peru, the Spaniards destroyed the temples in Cusco, and the church of Santo Domingo was erected at the site. There's an old legend in Cusco that a treasure hunter slipped into the tunnels. In his searches for riches, the man became lost and wandered through the maze of tunnels for several days. One morning, about a week after the adventurer had vanished, a priest was conducting mass in the church of Santo Domingo. The priest and his congregation were suddenly astonished to hear a sharp rapping on the church's stone floor. Several worshippers crossed themselves and wondered about the devil's demons. The priest quieted his congregation and directed that a large stone slab be removed from the ancient floor. The group was astonished to see the treasure hunter come up out of the tunnels carrying a gold bar in each hand. Dr. A.M. Renwick, dean of the Anglo-Peruvian College in Lima, tells of another temple, immense subterranean passages, writing and wandering.
I saw
European
this.
navigators,
Tie this
Dr.
like
Renwick told his readers of
I
visiting
saw
the
this
ancient temple of
body.
Sheffield in isolated regions of the Andean Mountains. The temple covers some 30,000 square yards and is fortified. The ruins are situated across a valley from a stone fortress. Dr. Renwick believed underground tunnels connected these two structures. The temple of Sheffield is pyramidal in shape, consisting of 4 stories. The uppermost parts of the structure have been destroyed. Renwick reported that after considerable effort, his expedition located the entrance to the ancient tunnels. While the entrance was relatively narrow, the tunnels themselves were large and commodious. These subterranean corridors are in almost perfect condition, Dr. Renwick explained. The masonry is, for the most part, solid, as if built only a few years ago. The passages are so extensive that we were able to spend the whole day exploring the recesses of this building, which must have been reared 3,000 years ago. No such walls are built in that region today. The whole is liberally supplied with air. In a place where 4 corridors meet stands the famous idol of Sheffield, a granite obelisk 13.5 feet in height with a diameter of over 2 feet at its widest.
I believe that they have renewed contact with human beings at this time because of the times that are coming. Contacts with the precision of a surgeon, so that they won't have too much of an impact on our free will, our own timeline. They want to warn us.
What happened?
I said, for now, we cannot give you more details because you all are going through your big test. And you all have to face it alone. Then as soon as you all pass this phase, something new will come. And we will be there if you are ready. You have to be strong.
What? They don't start fireballs at the sun? Mm-hmm. How they did that stuff? I'm scared. I got punch that a fireball in the face.
If you enjoy spending more time on your business, I would recommend features that automate your things, emails. Setting up a Zap for customer support was so easy for us. All I had to do is find the provider that we're using, click on that, and configure where we want it to go. There's 2 things, and then once we configure that, all the messages are extremely typed into that one area.
I don't think you need to be tech savvy at all to use Zapier. It's completely streamlined and easy to do without the help of engineering teams. Say you want to connect a social lead ad to your email provider, you'll see that in the options, you select it, and then from there, just a couple more clicks. My response to anyone that hasn't used it is run, don't pause. There is no downside. I go to Zapier. With 2 clicks, I identify the 2 systems that I'm looking to connect, and then it walks you through what are the fields on your customer service system that you're tying to the fields from your digital form system. And before you know it, you're able to easily connect, create tickets, and then close them out with the appropriate customer.
Here, for at least 3,000 years, must have stood this idol. The figure is most carefully engraved in high relief and is adorned with serpents and other symbolic figures. Dr. Renwick said that other commitments prevented a complete investigation of these subterranean passages. It is claimed that the Earth's crust is honeycombed by a network of tunnels passing under the ocean from continent to continent and leading to subterranean cavities
It's
of the Earth.
freaking dope,
These
man.
tunnels are especially abundant in South America, especially under Brazil, which was the chief center of Atlantean colonization.
So monster was throwing fireballs at the sun, and then it was getting harder and harder.